Yeah, welcome along everybody again to another podcast, another Authors Tuesday podcast. This again is another solo episode where I'm delighted to read one of my new stories. This is a Spin Man series, a new superhero. So I hope you get a good laugh out of it, and I hope you can share it with your kids as well. And I really hope you enjoyed the first one about Wilma Wallpaper. It's from the new book that I'll be putting together soon. So a big thank you to all my listeners and watchers on YouTube as well for the podcast over the last couple of years. Like I basically started us off in lockdown and I've continued it on. So it's been a great learning curve for me and I really hope you're getting a lot out of it. And so without further ado, I'll read this story to you today. It's, as I said, it's a Spin Man story, and basically I got this off a prompt that we were working on in the writers group that I'm in. So it's called You Have Just Realised You Have Superpowers. And it's about Spin Man. So here we go. His name was Paddy. And Paddy was just an ordinary bloke working in his office. He worked 9 to 5. And it was just 5 o'clock. And he was getting ready to head for home. He said to his friends, "Smell you later." They all laughed. "Not if we don't smell you first." He lived about 10 minutes away from where he works. So he headed for home. On his way, he saw a man steal a lady's bag. And the poor lady was very upset. She said to Paddy, "Please, can you help me get the bag back, please?" By now the thief was about a block away from them. Paddy started to run after him. And before he knew it, he was right behind him. He grabbed the bag off him and ran back to the lady. There was smoke coming out of his runners. "Wow, you were so quick. How did you do that?" "I don't know. It's just like it was flying." The lady was so happy with Paddy to get her bag back. "Thanks a million for helping me." "No problem. I'm glad I can help, but I don't know how I ran so fast." Paddy headed for home, and on his way he saw the thief, who was spinning around fast. He said to Paddy, "Can you please stop me spinning around? I'm going to be sick." "I will, if you promise not to do anything like this again." "Oh, I promise, I won't. Now please stop me spinning." Paddy couldn't believe his strength. With one hand he stopped him spinning, and the guards were waiting for him when he stopped, and they brought him away to the Garda station. They also thanked Spin Man Paddy for his help. Paddy went home and made his dinner and chilled for a while. He got to thinking of what had happened earlier and decided to go for a run to see if the same thing happened again. But he just ran like normal. Couldn't figure it out. "How did I get this superpower?" he asked himself. On his way back from his run, he came across another thing happening. A young lad was being bullied by a few lads. He was able to help him too. He put the lads into a spin, to which made the boy and him laugh their heads off at the bullies. The boy said, "Thanks a million." Paddy asked him, How did you do this to the bullies?" Or he asked Paddy, "How did you do this to the bullies?" "I don't know. I must have superpowers." "You should call yourself Spin Man." They both laughed as the bullies continued to spin. "I better stop them," Paddy said. Again he asked, "Have you learned your lesson, lads?" "Oh yes, yes, please can you stop us now, please?" He stopped them and made them say sorry to the boy. So that's the second story I'm going to share with you today. The first story of Spin Man. So I really hope you're enjoying these stories. As I said, every second week that I don't have a guest on, I'll be sharing one of my stories. And if you wouldn't mind sharing them with your friends and get them to read to their kids, I know my kids have a good laugh out of the stories I make up. It's great to share them with your children. Go to bed, it puts them in good form for going to sleep. So it's great. And as I said, how I got interested in this, during lockdown I joined a group called the Ink Slingers, and They meet every Saturday, and it was online at the time. And they give a prompt every Saturday, and you have to work off it for half an hour. And it's incredible the great stories that come out of some people when they write them. It's really really reads your imagination. It's a great idea. Big show for Harry Brown who runs it. The Ink Slingers. Yeah, they have people all over the world who joined in during lockdown, so it's continued thankfully, and now they can meet in person in the Irish Writers Centre. So that's really cool. So listen, thanks again for everybody for tuning into the Mark's Motivational Podcast. So till next time, take good care of yourself, and I'll have Mel Clarkson on the podcast next Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. Really good author, and she's into her music and all that kind of stuff. So really interesting podcast. So till then, take good care of yourselves and slán go fóill. Good morning.
Hello everyone, Mark here. Thank you for watching another episode of my Authors Tuesday podcast. I recently published a book of children's stories called The Adventures of Larry Lamppost and Friends. The book began life as bedtime stories I wrote for my own children. If you'd like to purchase my book, follow the link in the description box below. By buying my book, you are also supporting my podcast series for authors, which is giving a voice to writers in Ireland and across the world.